Good morning and long time no update. I know it's been about 4 weeks since I've done a weight loss update video. So I'm opening today's vlog. It is just about workshop time. I'm sitting in the parking lot getting ready to go in to weigh in. But it's time I update. I have still been going to my WW workshops every week, weighing in every single week. So keep watching and I will let you know how things have been going for the past 4 weeks. Hopefully, I think this week was a good week and I'm feeling like some really good positive changes are going to happen in the near future. So let's see how I did today.
So welcome back to Heather Rose Up. Welcome back to my channel. I should welcome myself back to my channel because it has been a very long time since the last time I did a weight loss update. So that's what we're doing today. In this video, I will be discussing my progress for the past 4 weeks. The last time I did an update vlog, I recorded on June 21st. Today is July 20th, so it has been a while. However, I have been going to my WW workshops every week, like I mentioned in the previous clip, and I have been working and struggling and succeeding all in one this whole time. So I would like to discuss how things have been going. I figured the best way to go over how things have gone for the past 4 weeks is to go over the rundown of how I weighed in each week and then go into more details instead of just saying how much I weighed in yesterday and skipping the middle. It was quite a bit of a journey, so I don't want to exclude how I did during those weeks. So the last video I checked in and I said that I weighed in at 199.2. The next week I weighed in and I lost 1.4 of a pound, so I weighed in at 197.8. The week after that I gained 0.6 of a pound, so I weighed in at 198.4. And then the week after that I lost 0.2 of a pound and weighed in at 198.2. I won't say what I weighed in yesterday just yet. So we're caught up. Kind of. I mentioned in my last video, it was the start of summer. I'll mention again, I am a school bus driver, so I have the summers off with my kids, and the schedule has had me completely thrown off. I was very used to a certain routine from February when I started WW until June. So from February to June, I had built a good solid routine of making goals and accomplishing them. And it was just a little easier because I had a set schedule. Whereas now I don't have a set schedule. And that really threw me off track. I was tracking my food. I still am. I was tracking, but I really struggled with late night snacking. And I struggled with counting the late night snacks. So I would kind of just try to ignore it. And I'm sure you can guess how well that went. But I've been going to my workshops every week during the summer, and one week I went in and I mentioned I was really struggling. And the scale wasn't really reflecting my struggle, but I was really struggling with making healthy choices. I knew I wasn't making healthy choices, and I wasn't tracking my goals. And I think that I was struggling with that kind of mentally, more so than struggling with the number on the scale, if that makes sense. I knew if I really was focusing that the scale would reflect it more and I would be losing more weight than I was. So going back, I mentioned in a workshop that I was struggling, and my wonderful WW coach, Debbie, also known as WW Works For Me on Instagram, I'm sure many of you know who she is. She's wonderful. She suggested that maybe I try more meal planning, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I meal plan, I plan my dinners. I wasn't planning my breakfasts and lunch, I was just kind of winging it, and I realized, aha, she's right. Maybe I should start planning my breakfast, lunch, dinners, and snacks. And then I took it a step further and said, I bet if I pre-tracked this, that would help as well. So I figured, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot and we'll try that. So the next morning, I started my morning and I would sit there with my coffee. I would track my coffee and then I would track and plan out my day. Not more than a day in advance, but that morning I would plan out my day and I would pre-track it. And I did that every day that week and the next week. Some days would change, life happens, your schedule changes. My menu, even my dinners were always subject to change. And I would adjust it as I went, according to that. But for the most part, I would continue to stay within how I pre-tracked. Last Sunday, this is a great example about how things change. I went to my sister's house with my family, and we spent the day by the pool with my parents and some of her friends, and it was a great time. I brought my pre-tracked foods that I was willing to share with everybody too. We grilled some chicken thighs. I had already counted out my chicken thighs. I grilled some veggies. I brought some low Smart Point adult beverages, and then there were pina coladas. So, pina coladas are not the most Smart Point friendly drink, but I really wanted one, and it's not very often that I have one. I said, you know what? I want one, but I'm going to track it. A week prior, I would have said, you know what? I'm going to have one. Forget about it. I'll just, I'll start tracking again tomorrow. So I went through the adult beverages and I tracked everything. Food-wise, I did okay, but there were some other things that I had. She actually had Weight Watchers ice cream bars, and I had one, but it still put me over my daily allowance. And actually, at that point, because I wasn't pre-tracking on Friday, I ended Sunday with -9 weekly points. And I had just gotten them on Friday. But I tracked everything. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, ugh. And I woke up the next morning and I said, you know what? No, I had fun. I counted it. I said, you know what? I don't often do this. It's worth it to me. And I'll just count it and we'll move forward. And that's exactly what I did. I counted it, and I even said to my sister, I said, you know what, look at this. I'm going to count this. And then the next morning I sent her a screenshot of the -9 weekly Smart Points, and I said it was so worth it. It was a great day. But then after that, for the rest of the week, I realized I'm in the negative here. I really have to work hard for the rest of the week. So tracking that, even though it was, kind of like a punch to the gut looking at those negative weeklies, tracking it made me more aware of what I was eating each day after that. Now, I'm not saying that, going forward every week and I'm just going to, go in the negative and I'll work at it for the rest of the week. I know that's not the best idea, but it happened. So I moved forward. I don't plan on doing that continuously going forward. So I worked really hard that week and I still ended up with -6 points. So I got a couple back, but I ended the week in the negative, which is, whatever. But I was really happy with my honest tracking, not feeling discouraged, enjoying and embracing the negative points, and just moving on. So yesterday you saw my clip as I was getting ready to go into my workshop, knowing I was in the negative for the weeklies, and I still felt really good. I was feeling very positive and ready to go weigh in. And I weighed in at 195.4. I am at a total of 24 pounds lost since February. Slow and steady. This is exactly how I wanted to do things, at a slow and steady pace, because I know I will have better luck keeping it off. So I'm 1 pound away from my next charm. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, you get a charm for different milestones. And the next charm that I will get will be for the 25 pounds lost with Weight Watchers. So I'm still feeling really positive, and I'm really happy with how the way things went last week. Even though I overindulged, I kept myself honest and I was tracking. And it was really hard to track when I didn't want to, but I did it. And obviously it worked in my favor. So hopefully I have that energy boost, I have that confidence boost, I have that momentum that I will continue on going forward. And next month will be 6 months on WW. I do plan on doing a bigger update blog on my 6-month mark with WW. But currently, I have needed smaller clothes. I realized that I had some clothes that were kind of falling off of me and I was looking a little frumpy. So I went into my closet and I have some vacuum sealed bags in the back of my closet, and I opened them up and I'm super excited that I am down to a size 14. When I started WW, I was a size 18. And then I have some medium tops that are fitting me now. And when I started in February, I was an extra large. So huge progress, 24 pounds, but I'm seeing progress in so many other ways. For the 25 pound mark, when I do hit that, I decided I'm going to give myself a reward, and I am going to go to Savers, a thrift store, and spend $25 on clothes for me. I know some of you are probably thinking I'm worth more than $25. Yes, I know this, but I don't plan on staying in those sizes for very long. So I need a little bit of a, something new and different. So if you're a thrift store shopper like I am, and then you know that $25 can go a long way. So maybe I'll do a thrift store haul later, so stay tuned for that. I don't know, we'll see. But I did post how I bought a jumper when I reached Wonderland, and I posted it on Instagram, and it was too long, and then everybody told me to go back and buy it because I wasn't going to get it because it was too long. I hemmed it and I wore it, and I want to insert a picture of me wearing that here. So it was exciting that I was able to wear that. That was something I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone, not something I would normally wear, and I wore it, and it felt really good to wear it. I also want to mention on Friday, at the workshop, the topic was body confidence. And I knew going into that workshop that that was the topic. And I have been thinking about stepping out of my comfort zone further with clothes that I wouldn't normally wear. And I've been seeing so many beautiful curvy women in all shapes and sizes rocking two-piece bathing suits, and I really like the high-waisted bathing suits. They're very flattering, and you know what? We need to learn to love the shape that we are now, not just, what the shape that we want eventually, because we're ever changing, and just I'm learning that I need to love my shape no matter what shape I am. I'm thankful for what my body does for me. I'm thankful that I can move. I'm thankful that I can do what I can do. That was a big long tangent for me to say that I bought a two-piece bathing suit for myself. So that's another thing that I am doing. So in the past 4 weeks, yes, the scale has only moved a little bit. For some, it's a little. For some, it's a lot. And for me, it was a lot. But I'm also growing with my mind. My mind is becoming more healthy. I'm having healthier thoughts. I'm making healthier habits. And, even though my routine is different, all I needed was a new routine to help me accomplish new and different goals. So hopefully when I go back to school or back to work in September, that change won't throw me off too much. And we'll just, I'll just have to be flexible and go with it. And, if I need to do something different with my routine, then that's what I need to do. So I feel like this vlog was kind of all over the place, and that's not anything different for me. If you've watched my videos up until now, you know that my mind just is like always going, and I go on lots of tangents, and that's just who I am. That's how I roll. And I guess I had to make up for a lot of lost time, in those 4 weeks. So I do have goals for next week. It's been a long time since I've made goals. I just needed to figure out how to get back into the swing of things with WW, and I feel like I've done that. So I really want to start making some goals for myself again next week. That's why I'm sitting here and I'm like, what? I need to just put it out there so I can get back into achieving my goals. On Friday's workshop, I said it also in the workshop. I said, I need to be active more. And I figured if I said it out loud and I said it to my wonderful members that are now becoming more like family to me, then, I would feel like I would need to come back next Friday saying that, yes, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. So my goals are going to be different than they have been in the past. I have 2 of them. Number 1, I'm going to move more. I have been moving more, unintentionally, if you will. Summer kind of makes me run around going different places with my kids, but I'm going to be more intentional about my activity. Specifically, yoga. I miss it. It's been a long time since I've done it. My back is hurting again, and I really enjoyed it. I'm still only at 2 days of that Dedicate series. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, I made a goal way back when that I was going to do this yoga series, and I didn't care how long it took. And that's still the case. But I'm going to do some of it this week. And my second goal is water. I'm still struggling with water again. My goal is to be intentional about that and just to track it. Those goals are a little vague. They're not as specific as they used to be, but I think it's a good stepping stone to get back into making more elaborate goals. So that's it for this week's update. Thank you so much for watching my video. Hopefully I will continue to get into this routine and habit of posting my weight loss update videos. I would love to hear some feedback, some input on what you would like to see me discuss or what videos you would like to see me make. I am still working on, every day I record my dinners. If you're curious to see what I eat more throughout the day, maybe I could do a day in the life. I would love to hear what you would like to see from me. I still post just about every day on Instagram, so make sure you follow me on Instagram as well. And hopefully I will see you guys next week in my next weight loss update vlog. Bye guys.